Good afternoon. Welcome to Hope Center and our message for today, Sunday, September 6th. And our message today is out of Isaiah chapter 40, starting at verse 28, and it's called The Love and Power of God. Starting at verse 28. The prophet Isaiah asks a question. Hast thou not known? Hast thou not heard that the everlasting God, the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, faints not nor is weary? Now this is important. There's a technique that's used here. It's the same as in the book of Revelation. He identifies himself in his majesty in a way that you can relate to this message. He says, I heard that the everlasting God, so we get an idea, this is, he's everlasting, he's forever. Everlasting God, the Lord. The Lord there means Yahweh, his actual name. The creator of the ends of the earth, the creator of everything. He says, have you not known? Have you not heard that he doesn't faint and is not weary? Now faint here, we understand faint is like, well, you just fall over. You faint, lose consciousness. That's only a minor part of it. The faint that they're talking about here is you just work for a while and you say, this is a waste of time. It's having an initiative but no finishative. The initiative to start something but no strength to finish it. So you're working at it for a while and say, oh, this is too much work, and then you just give up. So it's faint, is that the everlasting God, the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, faints not. He doesn't faint. When he starts something, he finishes it. Is that neither is weary. In other words, when he's working at something, he doesn't get tired. It's like, this is so much work. It makes me want to sleep. It makes me want to eat. It makes me want to walk away. It makes me want to do something else. He never gets weary. He doesn't say, I need a rest now. I need to sit down and take a break. He never gets weary. He's created all things, and there's nothing that he can do that can actually make him weary, that can actually make him tired. Hast thou not known? Have you known this? Hast thou not heard that the everlasting God, the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, faints not nor is weary? There is no searching of his understanding. Why is there no searching of his understanding? Because he understands everything. You can't search his understanding because it's infinite. He understands. There's no problem that you faced that he doesn't understand. Nothing. There's no problem that you can conceive of that he doesn't understand. Verse 29. He gives power to the faint. Why does he do that? Because he loves us. He, amongst all of creation, he only created mankind in his image and likeness. Now, it's not about the fact that we all look like God. That's not the issue. We're created in his image and likeness spiritually. We all have his spirit. We all have his spiritual likeness. What we do, that is up to us. That's one of the reasons why he said, Esau have I hated and Jacob have I loved. Not because he started off that way. He loved them both. Still loves them. But Esau decided to go away from God, and Jacob decided to go towards God. So we're created in his image and likeness. And why does he do what he does for us? Because he loves us. It says the sun rises on the righteous and the unrighteous. He takes care of the righteous. He takes care of the unrighteous. He wants all to be saved. He gives us all a chance to be saved. He gives power to the faint. So those that are ready to give up, he gives them strength. Sometimes he gives them strength without asking, and sometimes he gives them strength because they have asked. But James said, you have not received because you have not asked. When we need something, we need to ask him for it. It doesn't mean that we won't receive it if we don't ask for it. But we can get an answer when we ask a question. He gives power to the faint. Those that are ready to give up, he gives them strength to keep going, to go on. You know, that's one of the big problems for Christians. Our biggest adversary is not the enemy. He's got no power over us as Christians. Our biggest adversary is ourselves. Because we work at something for a little while and then we want to give up. This is too much work. This is too much time. This is too much effort. I don't feel like doing it. I'd rather go play. I'd rather go do fun things. I'd rather go make money. He gives power to the faint, and to them that have no might, he increases strength. Who are those that have no might? We've all felt like that. We have no strength. We have no might. We're in jobs and they seem to be dead end, and there's nobody underneath us, and there's lots of people above us, and they all seem to be telling us what to do. And we feel like we have no might. And he increases our strength. What does he give us increase our strength for? He increases strength. He doesn't increase our strength so that we have power over the ones that have power over us. He increases our strength so we have power over ourselves. Because we want to quit. We want to tell him off. We want to walk away. We want to do whatever we want to do. And he gives us strength to maintain, to continue to do what he's called us to do. Why? Because it's for our benefit. Whatever your position is, you may not like it, but God's got you there for a reason. He's got you there usually to teach you something, but to also be a ministry, a Christian ministry to the people around you, to demonstrate what Christianity really is. Verse 30, even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. Why will the youth faint and be weary and the young men utterly fall? Because they're depending on their own strength. They're depending on their own will. And you know what? When you depend upon yourself, you've got nothing to work with. You can work with it for a while, but it's going to peter out. Your strength will always peter out because we're human. There's limits to what we can do and who we are as humans. Why? Well, because we have limitations. We have limitations because we live in physical bodies. And our physical bodies give us limitations. But the last verse, verse 31. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. What do you mean wait on the Lord? Not just wait around sitting on your hands. Waiting on the Lord is getting into the presence of God and worshiping him and thanking him for what you have. Because we all have lots to thank God for. Oh, you say, oh, but I don't have this, but I don't have that. It's not the issue. He's given you life. He's given you strength. You have a roof over your head. You've got food in your tummy. You've got transportation. You have friends. You have family. You have a lot. We all have a lot. And we have the promise of eternal salvation. That is, after we die, we go to live with him, and there's no more woes. There's no more problems. There's no more tears. We're promised that in his word. So waiting on the Lord is getting into the presence of God and worshiping him and thanking him for all of his blessings, for all of his goodness. This is good for another reason as well. Because when things are bad and we call on God and we wait on God and we thank him for all of his goodness, it starts to change our attitude. Things could be worse. Things can always be worse. But you see, when you get into the presence of God and you worship him and you thank him, it changes your attitude. And that's a good thing for you, and it's a good thing for me. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. Your strength will be renewed in the Lord. To be able to carry on, to do what you need to do today. Because you know what? This is not about a month or a year ahead. It's not about a week ahead. It's about today. Sufficient unto today is the evil thereof. Deal with today. Don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will come and God will give you strength for that. Wait on the Lord today and see what God's going to do. And he'll take you through today and he'll take you through tomorrow and next week and next month and next year. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall rise up. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. No, you're not going to be growing feathers. You're not going to be flying. But what he's talking about is taking you up into heavenly places with the eagles. Way past that. Taking you up into heavenly places, dwelling in the presence of God. And you see, in the presence of God, there's no sense of time. There's no sense of place. There's no sense of problems. It's not that the problems disappear. But the way you view them is changed by the Holy Spirit. Shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. Because in the natural, we run and we get weary. And you say, oh Lord, I just can't do it anymore. That's exactly what he wants to hear. That you can't do it anymore and that you're giving it to him so that he can take you through day by day, problem by problem. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. The walk. That's the difficult part. Walk and not faint. It's like, oh Lord, this is such a slog. I keep working at it. I don't see any payoff, and I just keep working on it. You know what? We don't walk with God because of payoff. We walk with God because it's the right thing. We turn to God in the first place because our lives didn't work without God. And now we have God. He's changed our lives. He's changed our perspective. He's changed our situation. And it will get better. And sometimes it's so slow that you don't even notice it. But it's always there. He's always working to change us and transform us. We shall walk and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. He'll give you that strength to be able to walk. Continue your walk day by day. Like I said, it's not by week, it's not by month, it's not by year. It's by day. Each day, applying yourself to God, working with him, drawing on his strength. And he takes you through day by day. And then you look back and say, I didn't realize it's been a week, it's been a month, it's been a year. And he's taken me through by his grace. And that is my message for today.